So the definition of prospectus is given. The prospectus is a legal document for the market participants and investors to pursue detailing the features, prospect means company's prospects. What are the company's future activities and the promise of a financial product. Everything will be included in one document, that is a legal document, which is called as a prospectus. Prospectus, why it is important for the companies and for the investors, that we will see. A company provides prospectus with a capital raising intention. Every company, especially public limited company, it needs the huge funds for its expansion or for starting any huge business. Okay, so it wants the funds from the public. So with intention of raising the capital from the public, it issues the prospectus. This prospectus, it helps the investors, because shareholders are the investors. Are you getting? So investors or the debenture holders who want to buy the debentures of the company, definitely those will be well informed, because every information is there in the prospectus. Prospectus, it will have the information about the securities, about the funds to be raised by the company, and when the company wants to sell its shares in the public, definitely prospectus is must. So one by one you can see the importance of the prospectus to notify the public of the issue, because we the people, general public, where we want to deal with the company shares, or whenever the company is issuing, whenever the company, what are the dates of issue, what are the issue date of the IPOs and all, that the general public should know this. So to notify this information or this decision of the company to the public at large, prospectus is must. It gives a notification to the public at large. The second important of the prospectus is to put the company on record with regards to the terms of the issue and allotment process. Yes, every company may adopt the different allotment processes. Lottery system will be there. Suppose you can see, check with the IPOs. Okay, IRCTC IPO was there. Then different companies, they issue the IPOs, initial public offer. Okay, what is the expectation of the company? That investors or the prospective shareholders, they should apply for the shares of a particular company. Is it happen anytime that all are just taking, you are filling the IPOs, but all have got the shares? It never happens. The company will have its own allotment process. Okay, different systems are there regarding the allotment process. They have to declare the dates, IPO date, then the duration of 3 days, 5 days, when the people can apply for the IPO, then what is that date? Then allotment of the share, what is the date of allotment of the shares, when the shareholders will come to know that they have got the shares of this particular company. Are you getting? Then if the company is public limited and it is listed on the NSE or BSE, on what date this company shares will be displayed on the NSE or BSE? When will be the presence of those shares on the NSE or BSE? That duration will be given in the prospectus itself. Are you getting? So the shareholder will take the decision whether he wants to sell the shares which he has got from the IPO on the listing date, or he wants to just carry on those shares. He will take the decision. So he will be alert about the date of IPO or listing. Are you getting? So all this information will be given from the prospectus. The third important is to establish accountability on the part of the directors and promoters of the companies. Yes, who are the company runners? These are the directors and the promoters who are looking after the day-to-day affairs of the company. they should have some responsibility. Responsibility regarding notifying this information to the public at large. There should not be any, you can say, in-house purchasing of the shares. Are you getting? Means what? They are just issuing the IPO. They are not making advertisement. General public do not know about this IPO issuance, and only the relatives, only the, you can say, friend circles or the employees of the company are buying the shares. It should not happen, because SEBI restrict this practice. Are you getting? This is indoor practice that will restrict. So here the general public should come to know that, and for this directors and promoters are liable, they are accountable, so that this information of the company, that is issuance of the share, it must reach to each and every investor of that particular country, each and every citizen of that country who will be the prospective investor in that company. So this is the accountability of the directors and the promoters while issuing the prospectus. Okay, so now we will see the different types of prospectus. According to Companies Act 2013, there are 4 types of prospectus. Okay, the first one is deemed prospectus. Second one is red herring prospectus. Fourth one is shelf prospectus, and the fourth one is abridged prospectus. These are the 4 types of prospectus under the provisions of 2013 Act. Okay, one by one we will see that. First one is the deemed prospectus. When a company allows or agrees to allow any securities of the company, shares, debentures, whatever may be securities of the company, the document is considered as a deemed prospectus. Deemed means company is deemed to issue the shares. Are you getting? So via which the offer is made to the investors. The common investors should come to know that company is offering the shares, company is offering the securities. Okay, so here company will issue the deemed prospectus, where all information about the number of shares, the face value, then the issuing value of that particular shares, that all will be mentioned in this particular prospectus. This prospectus is called as a deemed prospectus. The second type of the prospectus is red herring prospectus. Red herring prospectus does not contain all information about the prices of the securities as the deemed prospectus having that information. Okay, the prices of the securities offered or the number of securities to be issued by the company, that information will not be mentioned in the red herring prospectus. But the common public will come to know that the company is going to issue the shares. But what will be the price of the shares? What will be the number of securities? That they will not come to know through this red herring prospectus. Okay. The third one is self prospectus. Self prospectus is issued when a company or any public financial institution offers one or more securities to the public. A company shall provide a validity period of the prospectus which should not be more than 1 year. Means validity of the prospectus, maybe it change, it vary from the company to company. But self prospectus itself, it builds and it gives the validity period maybe 1 month, 2 months, but it should not extend the period of 1 year. Okay, so through this, the public who is proposed to purchase or to fill the IPOs, they can take the decision through this self prospectus. And the fourth one is abridged prospectus. Abridged prospectus is a memorandum, as we already studied about the memorandum of association. So it is nothing but the memorandum containing all silent features of the prospectus, which are specified by the SEBI. Now take the example of the companies. Some companies are listed on the NSE or BSE, and some companies are not listed. This particular abridged prospectus is considering the companies which are listed on the National Stock Exchange or the Bombay Stock Exchange. This is concerned to these companies which are listed. So this type of prospectus includes all type of information in brief, which will give the only summary to the investors to make the further decisions, whether to invest in that company, whether to fill the IPO in this company, because at a time it may happen in India, 4 different companies have issued the IPO. Then investor has to take the decision in which company I have to invest. What is the market condition? What is the, you can say market condition means share market condition or the economic condition. And as per, depending on all this situation or the business environment, the investor has to take decision whether to invest in this particular company or whether to fill the IPO of this company or that company. That decision is depends upon the information provided in the prospectus. So in total, what we call that, all these 4 types of prospectus, they gives the information of the company, prospectus of the company, number of issue of the shares, that is the securities, and some prospectus may have the idea about the price of issue of the securities, and some prospectus may not have the idea of prices of the securities offered or the number of securities offered by the company. Okay, so this is all about the types of prospectus. The second thing comes, that is essentials for a document to be called as a prospectus. When the document is called as a prospectus, if that particular document is fulfilling the following 4 criteria, then that document is called as a prospectus. That should satisfy these 4 conditions. Then and then only that document, because company is issuing n number of documents, then which document is called as a prospectus if it is satisfying all these 4 criteria. The first criteria is that the document should invite the subscription to public, whether the company is going to sell the shares or the debentures, or it may be inviting the public for the deposits, that is called as a CDs. Okay, that is one of the instrument in the money market. Companies may expect the deposits from the investors. Suppose the banks are giving interest on the deposits, say 7%, company may give it for 8% or 8.5%. So obviously on behalf of depositing in the bank, the people who are the investors who are believing in the equity share market, they will deposit their money in the company itself. Are you getting? So this document which is giving or inviting the public at large, public, the word is most important. The public may be the investor in the shares, maybe the investor in the debentures, or maybe the investor in the company deposits. All these 3 criteria of the different, you can say, avenues of the investment for the public, then this document is inviting the public. Okay, that document is called as a prospectus. The second condition is that such an invitation should be made to the public, not to the only employees, not to the only relatives, not to the only friends, but this document invites the whole public in a country to invest in that particular company. Are you getting? This is not the insiders trading. Insider trading means what? Only relatives, only friends, circles, they will purchase the shares, and that is the fraud as per the SEBI's rules. So that particular prospectus must give the invitation to the public at large. Then and then only that document is called as a prospectus. Now the third one is the invitation should be made by the company or on the behalf of the company. Sometimes what happens, as some college will outsource the placement job to the other placement agencies. They want to, you can say, concentrate on the core functions. In the same way, company also sometimes they want to concentrate on their manufacturing or the trading or the export as a core function. And whatever this subscription of the shares, selling the debentures, accepting the deposits in the companies from the public, that work will be outsourced to the underwriters. Underwriters are the agents. Okay, on the commission basis, they will take the responsibility to sell the shares of a company. Okay, on the what basis? They are not the social workers. They are taking the commission. Suppose the face value of the share is, take an example, 10 rupee. And they are selling the shares for 10 rupees, but company will receive only 9.5 or rupees 9. The remaining will be the commission of that particular underwriters. Are you getting? So this invitation may be directly from the company or on behalf of the company, underwriters or any merchant banker may issue this particular prospectus. Are you getting? So this invitation may be from the company or maybe from the merchant banker or the underwriters who work on behalf of the company. Now the fourth condition, the invitation should relate to shares, debentures or such other instruments. These are the instruments, shares, debentures. Are you getting? These are the securities of the company. So invitation not for the other purposes. This invitation is only for subscribing the shares or purchasing the debentures or any such other moderate instruments where the general public is interested to invest in that particular company. So are you getting? These are the four conditions. When the document is fulfilling all these four criteria, then only that document is called as a prospectus. Getting? Now we will directly, as per your syllabus, we will see the contents of or the ingredients of sorry, prospectus. Okay. The prospectus, as per the Companies Act, section 26, which is dealing with the prospectus and its contents. The first content is name and registered address of the office, its secretary, auditor, legal advisor, bankers, trustees. Okay. Some companies may have, under the Trustship Act, they might have running their businesses, especially those companies which are not profit earning. Okay. Those are for the social or the clubs or the, you can say, those will be formed with the trustees. So the information regarding the name of the company, registered address, registered office address of the company, the secretary and his details, auditor and his details, legal advisor of that company, the bankers who are already given loan to that company. Who are those bankers? Maybe one bank, two bank, three banks. Consolidated loan can be issued, given to that particular company. So all these details will be involved in that particular prospectus. The second content is that date of opening and closing of the issue. As I told you, when I was teaching you the types of prospectus, opening, when the IPO is opening, when the IPO is closing, those dates are very important. The statement of the board of directors about the separate bank accounts where the receipts of the issue are to be kept. Any director cannot receive any type of amount in his own saving account or in his own business current account. No, in only the separate bank account which is meant for that company's, you can say company's name, in the name of company's name. So all the, suppose we are applying for the IPO, we have to deposit amount. Okay, if I applied for the 100 shares of the IRCTC, then whatever the price which have been decided by the company, that price has to be given in advance, okay, to that particular company's account. That obviously directors will give the statement in which particular bank account, that bank account details will be given in the prospectus. The fourth one is statement of board of directors about the details of utilization and non-utilization of the receipts of the previous issue. Whatever the company, it is not issuing first time, but n number of times earlier they have issued. Then whatever the receipts they have received from the public, for what they are utilized, or even if the utilization and this fund will not be utilized for this purpose, that different purposes will be mentioned in the prospectus. The next is consent of the director, auditors, bankers to issue and expert opinions. Okay. Suppose the company is third time it is issuing the shares. Okay. Because the registered capital itself, it gives the permission for the company up to the registered capital limit, they can issue the shares as per the need of the company. The directors, auditors and the bankers who are already given loan to the company, they have to give the consent to the company for the issuance, and that consent later should be involved in this prospectus. Are you getting? The sixth one is authority for the issue and details of the resolution passed for it. So what is it? articles of association. Just peep into articles of association. The articles of association that the company should have the provision of issuance of this particular prospectus and inviting the funds from the general public. That permission should be given in the articles of association. Are you getting? Then seventh one is procedure and time schedule for the allotment and issue of the shares. Yes, schedule is perfect because investor has to take decision whether to continue with the shares or whether to sell those shares on the listing day. Are you getting listing day? That decision will be taken by the investors. So all procedure, the time schedule, the dates of the allotment, the dates of the issue of the securities, the dates of you can say listing of those shares on the NSE or BSE, all will be mentioned. Okay, the capital structure of the manner in which may be, what is capital structure? That is the combination of we can say debt and equity. Debt and equity, whether it is 50-50, whether it is 60-40, or whether it is whatever the combination, that should be of that particular company. What is the capital structure? So that the general public or the investor will come to know that how much debt the company has been taken and how much shares the company is already subscribing for. Are you getting? That ratio, debt equity ratio, should be come to know by the general public. The objective of the public offer, why the company needs the fund, why the company is going to offer it publicly, that objective, whether the company is going to expand the business, whether the company is carrying on any other activity, whether the company has dealing with any foreign or you can say export type of business, whatever the reasons why the company is going to give the public offer, that objective should be mentioned. The objective of the business and its location, what activities the business is already running out, whether it's a trading objective, whether it's the manufacturing objective or the export objective, all whatever the company is established for, those objectives of the business already those are mentioned in the memorandum of association. The same objectives will be there in the prospectus. The location, yes, if the company is having head office in a particular location, if it is having the different branches at the different location in a country or abroad also, that location should be mentioned. Okay, the particulars related to risk factors of the specific project. Yes, in some project there will be the risk, and if there is a risk, what is the risk? Okay, because if the technical projects are there, don't know whether the customers are going to accept those products or not. So what will be the gestation period of the project? 5 years, 10 years, within how many years they will set up their business and they will start to earn more profit? That will be the gestation period. That should be mentioned because all this is the projected, you know. So any pending legal action is there against the company, that information should be given in the prospectus. Other important, all the details regarding the project, regarding the prospective project, regarding the future activities, if any risk factor is associated with that particular project, that and how they will overcome with that particular risk, and what will be the gestation period, means within how many years the company will establish successful business, that all should be mentioned in the prospectus of the company. Minimum subscription and what amount is payable on the premium. Okay, minimum subscription means if the company issued the IPO, definitely right now you have the examples that subscription is overflowed 2 times, 3 times, 5 times. You will get that example. But in case of some companies, which are new in the market, people may hesitate to invest in them. So in such type, the company has to mention how much minimum subscription should be done. Then and then only that will be carried out. Okay, and what amount is payable on the premium. Suppose company share is 10 rupees. Okay, and company is selling it for, we can say 12 rupees. That 2 rupees will be the premium. Why this is the premium? Because company is renowned, company is reputed one, and investors are ready to pay 2 rupees extra for the 10 rupees shares. So how much premium it is? Maybe premium or maybe discounts also. Sometimes they are giving the discounts also. That has to be mentioned in the prospectus. The 13th one, details of the directors, their name, their remuneration, okay, extent of their interest in the company. Everything will be mentioned, all the details of the directors, so that the investor will come to know that how the company will run in the future, whether the directors are active, whether the directors are renowned one, whether they will carry on the business successfully in future. Everything the investor will get that particular idea. Now 14th and the last one, reports for the purpose of financial information such as auditor's report. Yes, already companies existed, companies running its business, and in future for the business expansion, if it is subscribing the shares in the public, definitely they will issue again the prospectus. So whatever they have the already existing business, already running the business, then auditor's report, report of P&L account, 5 years, we can say last previous 5 years P&L account statements, business transaction reports will be there, statement in compliance with the provisions of the Companies Act 2013, whatever the documents and other reports are required, okay, other financial reports are required, that all have to be mentioned in the prospectus of the company, so that the common investor will come to know about all the information, about all the performance of the company, what are their deals in the past, okay, that will become to know by the new investors. Are you getting? So this is all about the content of the prospectus. This all copy means this stated, we can say section 4 to 4, subsection 4 and main section 26 of the Companies Act, it deals with the filing of copy with the registrar. As we have registered or filed the memorandum of association, articles of association, and other needed documents, declaration of the directors, qualification declaration, and all, okay, while inscribing or when registering the company, already those all should be registered or filed with the registrar of the company. In the same way, when the company wants to subscribe its shares in the public, it has to issue the prospectus, but that prospectus has to be filed to the registrar of the company, that has to be delivered to the registrar of the company, its copy should be delivered. So registrar will come to know that this company is again issuing the shares to the public, okay. This is filing of the copy with the registrar. So in total, what we can say that prospectus is an important document of the company, which company is going to issue the shares or the securities, maybe debentures or the shares in the general public. In that time, company is issuing this particular document to invite the public to subscribe their securities. This is all about prospectus of a company. If you have any queries, just write in the comment box. I will make clear in the next lecture. Thank you very much.